Hi, Ike. Good evening, guys. I'm just sharing the link. Give me 1 second. Share the link on Twitter, Telegram. I'm just sharing right now. Yep, the link is shared. You can all join in. And let me share the screen. All right, I'm all set. Let me just read the chat. Hi, Sven. Hi, Tavindra. Hi, Kamal. Good evening. I hope you all had a great weekend. Finally, the summers are about to sign off, and then we are heading into some nice cool weather. Hi, Sham. Hi, Misi. Thank you, Devinder. Hi, Lolita. Good evening. You guys, Friday was some big move. We saw the selling which we were anticipating, and it was really like good sell off from 44, 45, 60, 45, 70 area. And I posted that on Twitter as well as in Telegram community that yes, I'm anticipating some cool off, some bearish strength once we break below 45, 47, and then we saw that substantial downside. Hi, Vander. Hi, Deepak. Hi, Prakash. Good evening. So we still have 3 minutes. So let me just do my scans, and then we'll see. Hi, Praveen Kumar. Good evening. So let's start from the inside day scan. This is the simplest scan. So we have Delta, American Airlines, CVNA, Royal Laser, nothing much. Inside week, I think we're going to have many stocks inside week. Just 10. That's amazing. So Baidu, AID, not much, but NQ and ES, they'll be inside week because they're running right now. Hi, Vani, good evening. So nothing on inside days and inside weeks. Let's look at bearish candle patterns. Nothing. Any bullish candle patterns? Lulu and MDB. So Hammer, Morningstar, Morning Dodgy Star. So let me just make a note of Lulu and MDB. Lulu and MDB. Then look at the 1234 scan on day. Goldman Sachs and Goldman Sachs is positive. U-Haul is like irrelevant, so I'm not taking that. Let's see, 34 crossing 12. Anything new which has come? Netflix, LRCX. So Netflix is 1234. 34. All right, and many people have asked me to showcase how to use open low high scanner. I'll simply show you one more time. So I mentioned this every single time. Whenever we have SPX open equals to high, never ever buy longs. Never ever try longs. It was right there, 44.97.8, 44.97.98, and we made 4447. So keep an eye. If you don't know nothing about trading and if you are totally busy occupied, do one thing at around 9:30, 9:45 during this duration, keep an eye on the SPX, whether the open, high or low. If open equals to high, then always buy puts. If open equals to low, always buy call. You can buy any call, any put. It doesn't matter. It will work. Okay. Just keep an eye on this. Somebody, the sound is working, I guess. Guys, hi Vishal, hi Srini. Can you confirm you can hear me? All of you? You need to check somebody maybe at your end, you may be having some issues with your headphone or your laptop. But I think sound is going fine because I can see on my Zoom, the mic is taking in the sound properly. All right. So this is a uh, very simple way of trading. If you know nothing about any technical things, just follow this. How you can create this? Only thing you need to do is you need to go into Thinkorswim or any like platform you have. You need to go there and add a study. Okay. In the study, you can go to custom. Once you go to the custom, you will see a blank screen. It will say add condition. Okay. Click on add condition, choose the condition price, choose the price open is equal to, same thing, choose the price high and save. Once you do that, you will have this statement ready. Repeat this for the low and then choose any of them, not all of them. All of them will become an AND condition. Any of them will become an OR condition. So any stock which will fall under this criteria, it will be in front of you from your watch list. You can choose your watch list. You can choose any index or any specific sector. You can do multiple choices in here. I always prefer my default watch list, so I look at there. But you can go into any category, all symbols, stocks, futures, whatever you want, you can find it. And once you know that they are there, you can observe it and then take a trade. All right. But always remember, if SPX, I'm repeating and emphasizing on this, if SPX equals open equals to high, never ever buy calls. You'll make money by puts. You will make good money in puts. Open equals to low, buy calls. Simplest trading. You cannot beat this. This is simple price action based trading. All right. So, hi Ashish, hi Sonu. Good evening, guys. All right, let's go to now charts. Let's look at ES and everything. So I have ES. And this week we are going to have some very important FOMC meeting. I think it will be one of the most important meetings we had in the past few months. So let's keep an eye on that. Now, first and foremost important thing, we had this area 45, 47. And if you go back to my, let me open that into my Twitter. Let me bring it here. So on my Twitter, I mentioned about right there. I mentioned that managed to hold 45.30, bounced and closed near 45.60. This is a very strong resistance area, but failed. If it loses, bears can take over and will take it to 45.20, 45.90, 44.95. This is exactly where the low was made. So even if you entered at 45.47 or 45.30, you still had 30 points to play, at least 30 points to play. Okay. So keep an eye. When these levels break, they will always give you a good directional move and make use of that. Now let's look at this level. 45.47 was a good important area which was wasted. And then we also lost the 50% Fibonacci. We are still struggling to cross 61.8, which is 45.81. Now we also lost the 12 EMA on Friday, and we made a big bearish engulfing. So usually if you look at this is an uptrend, and in an uptrend we had a massive bullish candle, bearish candle, not bullish candle. Bullish candle covered the important area 4500, 4505. Now this was the area which was providing some good support in the past. So here we were coming, we were touching, and we were bouncing, touching and bouncing. Okay, but we lost this. Now when we lose this area, it will become a very strong resistance. So now if we have to go and show strength, we need to clear this area. This clear area is about 4510-ish. Okay, so we need to clear this area with some strength, with some volume. And right now we are not having any strength in volume, because this is like Sunday evening and there's hardly any volume, maybe 5,000, 6,000, 6,500, not enough in over an hour. So this level may not be relevant in the morning when the market opens, or maybe after 8 o'clock when the Asian market opens up. Okay, now look at few important things. DMI is showing neutral because it has cooled off. And let me also show you DMI here in the chart. DMI. Okay, the DMI is right there. So DMI green line is showing positive strength. Red line is showing, purple line is showing negative strength. Let me change the color. It should match properly. So positive DI green, negative DI should be red. ADX should be black. And change the red. Yes. So you can clearly see why it is neutral, because the DMI line, the ADX line, which is the black line, is below 20, 25. The green line is up, meaning the strength is there, but not strong strength. So it's telling me, wait, there's no point going long at this time. It's like very neutral state. Neither the red line is not even increasing. So we need to watch and see whether we are going to have some follow-up selling or not. Maybe we may have some consolidation, some choppiness in the next 1-2 days before the good CPI on, not CPI, good FMC outcome at 2 o'clock on Wednesday. Usually before the Wednesday, market tries to eat the stop losses on both the long and the short side. So we'll be very careful here. If you don't want to trade in the next 2 days, that's totally fine. You can wait for the FOMC meeting and then trade, because this will give you some relief. This will give you some time back to watch and observe. This is going to be very crazy market to trade. So my recommendation, you have to trade minimal in this period. ES is expired, Ramakrishnan. ES is expired. This is ESZ. So you need to learn first when you're sharing this thought. It was expired last week. And we started moving into ES 1 week back, which is ESZ3, Z23. Z is always for a December expiry. Anyways, so right now, where we should start selling, if we lose 34 EMA, okay, 34 EMA is 4487. 4487. Now we need to understand, we failed 12 EMA, we have failed from 50% Fibonacci. So let's write down those negative comments. we never reached 4581, so it never got rejected. So rejected from 50% fib, 4520, and 12 EMA. This is negative. Oops, I need to copy this right there. So where should I sell? I should go and sell below 34 EMA, which is 4487. If we lose 4487, then we should see 4458. Again, 4458 is an area where we had seen the support last time. If we lose this, we might find support at 40-ish area. Chances is 50-50. I'm not buying anything at this time because it's very, very difficult. Now, what should be the stop loss? Stop loss should be the 12 EMA. 12 EMA is 4502. 4502. Now, if you want to try long, usually I would say wait for 4520, but 4520 is almost like 20 points away. So in this case, I will recommend 4502 as my stop loss, but 4510. Why I'm saying 4510? Because 4510 is an area right here where it found no, where it found the support in this area. So 4510, if we can clear, you may try long for 4520 and 4547. I don't think so. We're going to have anything more than that. So 4530 and 20 both. 20, and let's remove 4530, 4547. Hi, Tarish. Ramakrishna, why you are so irritating, man? I know what I'm doing. Z23. This is exactly the same chart. This is December. By default, if you pick this is December with the chart. Don't think we are idiots here. All right, so that's about ES. Again, I would say if you want to avoid trading, avoid it. This may not be a very good market for trading. Okay. If we lose 4487, you can mark this as a breakdown. But if we try to bounce, as I said, above 4510, we may test this 4547 one more time. And this may remain in this range from 4487 to 4547 in between when we have the FOMC meeting on Wednesday. If we break down below, then things will escalate with some negative momentum. But we had a big bearish candle, so usually after big bearish candle, we should see some level of negative consolidation. Bearish engulfing. Gary, he doesn't even know that the future was updated last week. Maybe he's like trying to show that, yes, he knows everything. Anyways, let's focus on what we are doing. Don't want to waste time on that. Now, if we lose 4440, which is this line, okay, and that may happen because we do not know where the market can go. If we lose this area, that will be a massive downside trigger. And I will speak about CPI in the last 5 minutes, what I'm thinking of CPI, so that we can plan our directional trades on that. But if we lose this, I want DMI to turn red. I want the candles to hit this point. If they do that, I'm more than happy to go short with some strength. But otherwise, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and check. Money will talk about gold. Uh, we'll check how we are holding. All right. So also look at the book map. Well, let me do one thing. Let me speak about the CPI right after. Now my book map is reset. Wow. I need to fix it again. That's weird. Guys, I need to fix my book map. It got reset. So I'll not be able to give you a clear direction right now. But if you see right here, 4530 is an important juncture where we have a big area, and 4495 where we have the downside support. Otherwise, it's getting very tight. There's hardly anything in book map for these 2 points. All right, let's move on to NQ. Now, NQ also got rejected. NQ got rejected from 61.8, and it was a massive rejection. Why it was a massive rejection? We had a consolidation of almost 8 to 10 days that was wiped out in a single session. This box was there, which was holding this range, and it was wiped out in a single session. That's why I'm saying that it may not uh, extend its move immediately. It may try to come back to the middle and backtest this area, which is 15,500. That's about 100 points. That will be a good area to short. Okay, I'll not be trying to short it right at this moment. I want to wait. I want to see where it can do a back test. But from a point of rejection, it got rejected from 61.8 Fibonacci, which is 15,606. And again, these numbers, I'm not going to replace them. I'm just going to keep these numbers intact. And it's a massive bearish engulfing candle. Bearish engulfing. Lost 12 EMA. Okay. And if you want to check, like these are the first negative Heikinishis. So that's why a little tricky to check whether they will sustain or they will bounce. Also, a back test of breakdown point, I'll write that in positive side. Back test of 15,500. Breakdown point is going to be good. See, when I mention backtest, it means like, I'll give you a very simple example. Imagine you have a rubber band. Okay. Now, if you stretch one rubber band and then leave it, it will simply flow in a forward direction. Okay. Now, if you try to again stretch it, bring it to the same point, it will have less strength. That's the same concept here. If you have fallen, right, you broke this bridge, 15,500, which you were holding. If you come back and try to test and try to recall yourself, you will not have enough power. And then when you will fall with strength. Because you do not have enough power to break it. You will simply come and test it, try to show, yeah, I have some strength still left. And when that strength fails, you continue to fall. So I really want it to test 15,500 as a back test. If we do that, the possibility of breaking down is really high. So if I have to draw levels, I have written all these points. Short is very clear, either at 15,500 or below 15,340, 345. 15,345. For that, the stop loss should be 15,400 or 380. Sorry, 15,380. Your target will be 275 and 140. 15,140 was the point where we found the strength last time and then we bounced. So keep an eye on 15,140. Now, if you have to try long, I would say try long right here, 15,400 with a stop loss of 15,345. Target area 15,500, 15,606. I don't think so. We're going to hit 15,606, but if somebody is trying, they can try here. In between, if you want, you can also have 15,462. These are three targets, but if we are breaking down, we'll break down with strength. Right now, the confluence is in between, and this is not a positive market, so I'm reducing it to neutral to short, neutral to short. But I really want to see if we can bounce so that I can short, or it chops in between. Then we have triple Q, and after that, I'll talk about CPI. And if guys, if somebody can help me, if you can take the notes, I can simply put this on Twitter, because it's very hard for me to speak and type at the same time. If somebody who can really interested to help me can like make some notes here regarding the CPI so that I can post. Otherwise, I have to like again think and then type and post. So triple Q is clearly a breakdown. It is M. Hi Manish. It lost 12 EMA, 34.8.2, and right here. So in case you have to try long, you need to try long above 371. Otherwise, it's a clear short at this time for me. Triple Q is a short. Again, neutral to short. Same thing, got rejected. It's making can rejected by 38.3, 38.2, and yes, it got rejected. 38.2, not can got rejected. Okay, then lost 12 and 34 both. Lost 12 and 34 EMA support. Gary, if you can find that, I'll be really like thankful. Now, in this case, where should we trade? For now, the trade is very clear. It's a breakdown. So it's rejection by 38. Rejection by 38 will lead to 23. So first of all, let's define the stop loss, 371.5. That's the stop loss. You can sell on rise to 371 if it comes. 370, 71. Target 367.50. That's the first area. 367.5. And then if we lose that, next area is right there, 364. And if we are buying, you can buy with the support of 371. 371.5. If you find it above 371.5, you can try some long here. Target 374 and then 376. 374, 376. So this is about indexes. Again, I don't see anything positive, but for the negative continuation, I need Uh, Gary, can you try so that next time I can use? I'll use it next time for sure. Not GPT, is a Chrome extension. Good. All right. So this is all about indexes. Now let's talk about CPI. So I've been testing crude from 85, or if you want to go back to 75-ish area to 80, that it is the cup and handle, and this is the massive breakout, which will not be undone very quickly. But there's only one problem right now. It has, like, usually this is the length of the handle, and then there's a breakout. It has done that. Now, what should happen here? Maybe some cool off to 88 before continuation, because this is the hammer on the top. This is like a hanging man right there. It's like hammer right on the top. Now, if you have a hammer on the top, imagine you're standing tall and somebody hits a hammer right on your head, then you will get down onto your knees. So this is your knees. If this is your head, these are your knees. So here you can come and test and then continue your journey. Okay, and we have like 12, 13 candles where you're far well away from the EMAs. So possibly we can test it and continue. Now, this is one factor. CPI, not CPI, crude is an important factor into inflation. And we saw both CPI and PPI. They came higher. Second thing, which is really important, is uh, Fed current rates. Fed current rates are 5.5. Now, crude is high, CPI is high, PPI is high. It means inflation is going to be sticky. Now, Fed has, I've like explained in the past as well, Fed has two options. Fed has possibility to increase this, plus they also have opportunity to reduce the balance sheet reduction, or QT. People call this as QT. QT. Okay. Now, for this month, anticipation is 25% that we may have a hike. Anticipation is very, very less. Nobody is anticipating. If we have a hike on Wednesday, and Fed said, meaning Jerome Powell say, this may be a hike, and then we are going to be data dependent, market will like it. Market will like it and market will break out. Again, I'm repeating my words. If on Friday we have a hike, market will not like this. But if Jerome Powell in his press conference come and suggest that yes, they will be data dependent, market will surge. It will not stop. But if he says inflation is coming back and they're going to do something more along with 25% basis point hike, it will not be appreciated by the market. And that will begin the down move below 43, 44.50, 43.50 area where it bounced last time. So potential on the downside is really high if in his statement he speaks about that, yes, they are going to be more hikes. They are trying their best for the balance sheet reduction, but the inflation is sticky and the employment is all right. So for going up, there's only one factor, data dependence. Just keep on that, like note on that word in his communication. Otherwise, anything else will be taken negative, and will be taken negative with some strength on the market. So as I'm saying, into the Monday, Tuesday, if you want to don't burn out with the trades, better to wait and watch. Let your mind reset, take a break, and trade. it's going to be really hard to trade these 2 days. Really, really hard. And with all this, you need to keep also in mind TLT, or the 10-year-old, 20-year. It's same where it bounced last time. If it bounces right here, it will be a massive W, which means market is positive. It needs to break down this 92-ish area. It's almost right there. It's 92. It is almost right there. We need to break it. If we do, then thing will get really, really ugly. So I will simply say, keep an eye, because the same example was right here. It came here first time, tested and bounced. Second time, tested and bounced. Third time, tested, the bounce was less. Fourth time, tested, the bounce was less. Fifth time, breakdown. Now this is first time, second time, third time we need to see. Also see here the negative factor was really, really solid. That's why we had a small turnaround. Here there's no strength at all. So it bounced, it may fade and continue to go down. In all these factors, you can compare. This is called back testing. You can compare. The black line was high, the black line was still high, the black line was still high. Right there, black line was low, but green line was higher in this moment, in the next move up. And green line remained higher, the red line was down. Here, red line took over, but the strength was not there. That's why it was not falling with some push. It was falling, but with a little. But when the black line starting to rise, the fall got deeper. So just keep on checking these facts. The data is in front of you. Just keep checks. What are the factors? Make a note, and then next time when the condition is same, use the same thing. Okay, so 92 is really, really important area for TLT, which is 91.85. Unless and until this is broken, if it's broken, we are looking for a very massive downside. DMI is still neutral on the daily basis. That's what I'm saying. It's showing a red as of now, like 36 on the top, but there's no strength in it. So there's a possibility we may bounce. So that's why I'm saying possibility of both sides are there. If they're saying data dependent, this red line will dump and the black line and the green line will go higher immediately, which will push TLT up. TLT up, meaning yields will go down, yields will go down, crude will go down, gold will go up, dollar will go down, and market will go up. Now let's look at the gold. Gold is holding this area. Gold is like a very long-term bullish flag. It's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. It's about to break out. Now, because it has taken so many days, I think it's going to break out on the higher side. It's getting like, you can see the range is getting shorter and the base is flat. The top is coming down, down and down. If we break out from 1950-ish area, we'll go directly to 2100 on gold. All right, that's about my expectation of FMC. I expect he will hike. I expect he will be pointing towards data dependence, which will eliminate the downside. But until then, we need to wait and hear what he's going to say. I'm not going to trade anything until I hear what he's saying on Wednesday. All right, so let's move on to my list of stocks. Apple. So Apple on Friday, again, as I mentioned, it is getting support from that 23.6 Fibonacci. It may try to test the area 12 EMA and then go back again. So if I have to take a positive trade, I will pick up Apple because it is bouncing from 23.6, and it has done all its job from 61.8 rejection to 20.3, and now it's trying to bounce, making higher high and higher low. So for me, it's showing some strength. And if I check this in High Kenichi, this may show me a dodgy. So trend is changing for Apple finally. And you may hear the number of orders may be coming as soon as in a day or two. It will show some positive momentum. Now, we can try with the stop loss of 173.50. 173.50 is my stop loss. And then look for 177.30, which is a very important area, 177.30, and 178.60. I'm giving 60% here, neutral, buy near 174.50 to 175. If it is in this range, I'll be buying up. My rational bounced from 23.6% Fibonacci. Spelling is fixed. This is positive. Adobe, I'm going to remove this because the earnings were bad and it never took off. Failed. We'll come and see if we can fill Lulu, MDS, MDB, or GSA. AMD. AMD did a massive breakdown along with NVIDIA. Now, if we have to short, this short should happen around 104 area. So it puts us in a very precarious situation. Where should we try to trade this stock? So let me open AMD flow and see if we have anything on the flow on AMD. Come on, yes. Let's look if we have AMD. AMD. These are all 915s which got expired. These are massive put buying of 915. I'm just looking 9. Let me just change the expiry. To maybe December of January of 2026. Shit, I did a cancel. Such an idiot I am. 922 0 1 3 1 6. This is weird. Oh, I'll leave it. It's getting hard. So this is this week's puts, which came in the morning, and right in the end, I think they were getting closed. The puts were bought initially. Again, dollar amount is not so great, so I'm not going to put so much value on that. But as of now, this 105 put is like these puts are getting accumulated. So chip stocks are going to get some hit. So I want to sell this, but I want to sell this with some bounce. AMD is short here. It had a massive sell. Sell on rise to 103. Stop loss is 104. Target is 99.50, which is right there. And then we have 93.60. So massive downside is there. So inside week was there. Inside week, if you see, let's look at the week candles. So inside week was there, and we came right at that 12 EMA breaking below this area. So it's going to be really, really interesting. It's an inside week breakdown for sure, but actual breakdown will happen if 189 will do. So I'll make a note. Inside breakout happened on the downside. Breakdown below 189. This is all red. Amazon, as I showed on Friday, that Amazon has to hold this area of 12 EMA, which it did 140. So till the mode 140 is there, I'm very positive on Amazon. So my stop loss is 140. If market has to bounce, Amazon, Apple, Google will respond. And since last few days, I'm simply suggesting be aggressive buyer on Amazon. I'll persist on that even on Google. And my targets will be 142.75, 145. If market is showing strength, I'll be picking up Amazon and Google. Google I tried on Friday. Google was showing some serious strength, but then with the market, it got busted. That's about Amazon. I'm just going to mark this in green because market is tight. BA is like getting very tight. Like I was looking at the Heikin-Ishi candle of this. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's getting so tight that it needs to, it's like a wedge, needs to bounce and test 214 somehow. So I'm just gonna keep the same trade, which is right there. Also, I'm carrying position in BA. I hope I'm not getting busted on that, but this is the last time where we had the bounce. We closed right in that area on the weekly candle as well. We are right at this area. 203 is the last portion. If it fails, then we are going back to 140s, 150s. This weekly has been supported. So I assume that it will be handled this time like 209, and this will be marked as a fail breakdown, and we'll continue from there. But let's see what happens tomorrow. But from a level point of view, this is the same level. Cat started the day really nicely, and it's like roughly an inside day. Not a cleaner one. It's, I'll call a roughly inside day. Cat. Potential, no, I'll say inside day. Inside day down. It lost a 12 EMA, and now it closed right there. So 278, 279, and 280 is the stop loss. So cat, you can sell. 280 is my 12 EMA. Okay, if I break below 279 or 278.50, that will be much cleaner. I'm not positive on CAT. If CAT breaks 278.5, uh, that's why, like, even if it got bounced, it did not clear any of the previous high, but got another lower high. So this is negative. Sentiment is negative. 275.30, 269. 275.30, 269. Double top loss of 12 EMA. Yes, not a big red. CRM. CRM is back to where it started. It filled the gap. That 211 gap, which was created after the earnings, is filled. It closed right at 38.2 Fibonacci. Now, if you see, this was a gap, this was a gap, this was a gap, and this was a gap. All this gap got covered in a thing, like they were filled, but if you see, they actually came close to covering all of that in one day, which shows that yes, if it starts to break down from here, it will be a massive breakdown for CRM. So I was showing short and then long on CRM. Right now it lost that area, so I'm gonna like sell below 218. I'm reducing it to neutral. It's already neutral. Uh, if it bounces to 215 and above, by above 215, there's possibility if a bounce is there. It's a 38.2 Fibonacci area. 218 may be a possible back test. 218 and 221. If we lose 215, sell below 215 for, I think, 204. If it's not able to manage 215 or not able to cross 215, is going to break down. Google, Google is an inside day, inside week, making higher highs very nicely. So it's showing some real skill strength. So for Google, I'm really bullish. As I said, Google, Amazon, and maybe Apple for this week will show some strength. So Google, I'm positive. My stop loss will move a little better. My stop loss will be 136.50. If I can buy in between 136.50 to 137, we can see 137.65, which is one area 61. Once you clear 140 and 144.60. So 140.75, 144.60. So it's really solid. Then I have crowd. Crowd is dodgy right there. After a big move, it has come to back test, which is really a good sign for crowd. 162.50 is really solid. It's an inside day breakdown, and now we are making a dodgy. So I'm neutralizing crowd for now because it has done the job of inside day down. Now it made a dodgy, so 165. Stop loss is 162.50. I would try buy near 164, 165. If it does that, it's going to hold it and then fill the gap on the high side. The gap was 168.50. And in this market, you need to see if market is weakening, you need to figure out which stocks are weakening, and then figure out which stocks have come back and tested. So this is a stock which was showing strength after the earnings, and now it has back tested. It may continue its journey back towards 172, 173. So that's why when EMAs are touched, check whether they are positive touched, negative touched. Otherwise, Meta is a stock which I have no clues how to trade this stock. It came, back tested, did a massive bearish engulfing candle, back tested 12 and 34 both, exactly to the point. Now it comes to the same point. If we lose 298, it's going to go down. If it has to bounce, this is the point to bounce. So Meta, I'll simply say neutral, has back tested both 12 and 34. Now buy above 301, which is 34 EM at 12 EMA, 340. Stop loss is 298.75. Look for 37, which was a pain point, and 315. Now on the downside, sell below 298.75 for this area, 293, and then this area of 288. So Meta is something which it's difficult to get hold of Meta, but it will give you a good journey. Microsoft last week was trying a breakout above 338, could not. Exactly same pattern, back tested 12 and 34 EMA. So this is the area where it started to bounce last time, but this time the trend is positive. So it's also setting up as a big evening star. I ignored it. This is the big evening star. So I would try to sell this on rise. So Microsoft is short. Evening star. Even if I was looking that, yes, it may bounce, but evening star, unless it fails, which is about 332. I'll mention this. So Microsoft is short. Stop loss is the 12 EMA, 332.25. Now, if Apple is going to bounce, Microsoft should cool off. That's what was happening on Friday as well. Sell below, where I should sell below 330, which is 34 EMA. Target 326, back to 321. This is the same range where it was trading few days back. Netflix. Thank you, Gary. I did not check the flow. Netflix, I've been suggesting a bounce, not a bounce, rejection from 446. Now we have seen the candles going down, down, and down, and we are far away from the EMAs, almost 30 points far away. So this is the last area. Otherwise, we'll go back to 386 area. So in this zone, if Netflix has to bounce. This is the bounce. So Netflix, now I'm neutral, keeping 395 as my stop loss. And if it's a breakdown, loss 34.12 as well. Uh, 34 by 12. And if 395 is lost, look for 383 gap fill. Otherwise, buy near. It can happen. It can go to 392, 391, and then do a fail breakout, like what ES does. Comes back above 395, give it like 2 points more, and then see if it works out or not. So look for a fail breakdown on what you call Netflix. 97, 98. Buy above, I would say. I'll also mention the fake breakout. And that's why I'm saying if market is difficult, only trade if you understand something. Break down, I'll make it green. Any comment which is green meaning positive. Any comment which is red meaning negative. The levels will be 410, which needs to be tested. And then this one will be 416. So opportunity is really fine here for Netflix. 410.80, 416.75. Nvidia got rejected right from that 456 area. Now it's at important juncture of 435. If it loses 435, things will get really bad. But I think 435 may be a good area to add. So I'm reducing it to neutral. 435 is my stop loss on Nvidia. And buy near 435. 436, 38 area. Why I'm doing so? Because it's a big away from candles, like $20, $25 away. 446, 456. Same thing. Look for a fake breakdown here. And if 435 fails, it will come down to 420. So Netflix, Nvidia are two possible good setups if you want to trade them. Roku, when like Roku had some really good numbers into the earnings, but again, like the last earnings, it almost went to 98, and now it's like back to an area where it has found a support. So if we follow this, like it goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down, it should start to move higher logically. And the trend is still positive on Roku. So I'm going to keep 75.50 as my stop loss. Roku, I'm neutral. 75.50, this was a red line. Now I'm going to mark 75.50. Buy above 76.25. Look for 77.75 and 79.20. Below 75.50, there's no trade on Roku. Snow has dipped to exactly an area, almost fill the gap, which is really good. and now making a dodgy. So 162 is my area in snow. I'm positive on snow. Buy above 162. Stop loss is very small, 161. And target is 165, 170. Tesla is getting very confusing. Like right at the top, it's making some red candle, but it is far away from, and it has a gap far away from anything. Like the previous gap after the earnings still open, it came right there, 279, could not do that. So for me, it's making a massive M. Massive M meaning massive downside. I could be wrong on this, but if I'm right, we are going to see some massive downside on Tesla. So if we lose 271, the Friday's low, sell below 271. If we lose 271, we should be aiming for 265 and 260, 265, 256. 265, 256. I'm going to give a 60% possibility and 40% on the negative side. Stop loss is 271. You can buy in between like 271 to 276 is a no trade zone for Tesla. I will not be trading anything there. That's about Tesla. Now I need to pick Lulu, MDB, and GS. I have one stock. Goldman Sachs has done the job already, and it's like Lulu is holding, has filled the gap. MDB is looking fine. It's like a hammer at the bottom. So MDB is positive. So let's go for MDB. We need some positive trade as well. So if it opens above 360 or like opens above 363, MDB will be a good trade. Buy above 363. Stop loss is 358. Look for 371, 72, 377. 372, 377. Hammer at the bottom. Potential morning star. All right, so guys, I'm pretty much done. Let me just save this. I'll take 10 minutes if anybody wants to join in the Zoom call, and then I'll publish all this. So I'm sharing the Zoom link. If anybody wants to join in, you're more than welcome. I'm waiting for anybody who wants to join in. We have almost 80 people around here. So right now, market is trying to bounce 4506, 4507 at day's high, but the volume is so insignificant that, and there's a massive sell order right now at 435. And I need to fix my settings on bookmap. Yes or no?
Yes, Naval bhai. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Okay. Two questions. One, I wanted to ask you this DMI that you display on the chart. How do we get this display on the chart?
This one?
On the top left-hand corner, right?
You can just write a label.
Okay.
Just go and write a label. It's a very simple code.
Write a label means what?
There are scripts here where you can go and write. Like you go to studies, and then you can this is the ADX. I just write the labels. 1 minute, 2 minutes, show 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, whatever you want to show them. It's simple, 1 second script.
Okay. And it will show on the chart.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And secondly, I was you'd asked to write some notes for the FOMC. So I was doing that. I just wanted one clarification, and I'll DM it to you. So you said that you are expecting a 0.25 hike.
Yes.
And secondly, you said that if he says data dependent, then market will rise. That I didn't. Why would that be? Because data dependent could mean there are more hikes to come, unless he says that.
No, that becomes ambiguous.
Yes.
And market does not want a clarity that there will be more hikes. Market doesn't want to listen to that. If he says that yes, there will be possible hikes, market will not like it. If because market is expecting October to provide a hike. So if he gives the hike right now, market will take that it's the end of hikes. Data dependence has always been a positive sign for the market because it does not tell them that there is going to be hike. It kind of creates an ambiguity that may not be there, but that gives a chance for the market to surge. On the contrary, if he confirms that it's going to be more hikes, that will not be appreciated by the market.
Okay, and if he says, like the European Central Bank said, that this is the last hike, then of course there will be a big rally.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So if it is data dependent, something like he says market will take a cue that yes, it's the last hike, and then, or even if he says he wants to work on the balance sheet, market will like it. That's why I'm saying it's going to be really hard to read it. So understand what he's speaking throughout and all the words which I mentioned, keep a track of them, and then if he suggests the same thing, trade accordingly.
Okay, I'll word it as best as I can, and then you can review and post accordingly. Bhai, one last thing on this. You mentioned balance sheet reduction, right?
Yes.
So you had sent us the chart also. I looked at it, didn't draw much meaningful inference on it. If balance sheet reduction, he says there is more balance sheet reduction, that should be taken negative by the market, right?
As of now, that's an alternate to interest rate hike, so market will like it.
Okay. And as per your understanding, are they doing balance sheet reduction aggressively or not?
I have to check, but as of now, they are not aggressively, but they are doing to their point.
To what they told they will do, they are doing that.
About the number, yes.
Okay. So basically, I get from your talk that market is just desperately hoping for some ambiguity or some positive words. It wants to go up.
It wants to go up so that it remove, because once everything is done, it will have no catalyst left, and then it will fall.
And then it will bump.
It will fall, yes.
Okay. Okay, bhai. Sorry, go ahead.
It will be like a fake breakout, and then it will dump.
Oh, okay. So you expect this to be a fake breakout and because there's nothing left after this, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, I'll word it as best as I can, but you will have to edit it. Okay.
Sure. Guys, no one else wants to join the Zoom call? All right. Thank you. I'll post this information later in the night. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Take care. Oh, I have a friend. You have anything, a friend? You're just joining, so. Otherwise. Hello? Banks, a friend. You want to speak?
Hey, Naval, Francis here.
Hi, Francis.
Can you take a look at Lulu? It looks similar to MDB.
Which one?
LU.
Lulu. I checked that, but and
It's
it's like a hammer, but it's not a clean, like it's right. If it was right there and like below the 12 EMA or below this line, that would have made meaningful. But yes, Lulu was also in my list.
okay.
That yes, it's showing some strength. It's a hammer. Yes. So if you want to try positive trade, yes, it's a good setup.
Okay. Thank you.
And Naval, before you leave, can you please take a look at PANW?
It's right there, like 240-ish area.
Yes.
It's going to be same, like 237, 230. It has some gap. It may fill and bounce. Like I'm positive on crowd, so PANW should do all right from here. But if it loses like 232, then it has some massive gap to fill. Which I don't think so. It's happening very quickly. If it does, I'll be really surprised. But 235, 230 should be a good stop loss if you're long on.
Okay. And why do you feel the 232 gap? You don't think 232 will be lost?
Because it got lost on a bad news and then it was recaptured with a gap. So it's kind of a double island gap, which are not easy to break.
Okay.
It needs some negative news to go into the gap. During the day, it will be hard for it to go into the gap.
Got it. Bye.
All right. Thank you, guys.